Welcome to Food for Thought. I'm Deirdre Anderson with Delish Personal Chef Services.
And I'm Laura Mangone from Chambers Walk Cafe and Catering in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. Hey, Deirdre.
Hey, Laura.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. It sounds like you had a busy weekend. You had jobs.
Yeah, I had, and this is where I don't know if I want to do catering anymore.
Really?
Because I feel like I need to do something more exciting with food. And I have to figure out how to do it without opening a restaurant.
Okay.
Because I'm too afraid to do that.
Right.
Don't have the money. Mm-hmm. But let me, for example, the
menu
that I did.
What brought this on?
Well, you've been a caterer for years.
Right.
When you create a catering menu,
mm-hmm.
you are serving the masses. Mm-hmm. Now, you could try to be a little trendy or a little over the top or a little creative, unusual ingredients, but most people don't order those things.
Most people don't, but we do on a lot of our menus. We always put in a little caveat, like we'll use the terms like with assorted whatever vegetables or with a seasonal mix, or we always leave a little bit of room for us to go off chart a little bit.
There was a period where
mm-hmm.
I would do spring and summer specials, for example,
mm-hmm.
fall and winter, spring and summer, and those items
which is exactly how we have our menus.
More unusual, mm-hmm. But the problem is, and
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even create recipes.
Right.
Because I knew nobody would order them.
Well, yeah.
And then occasionally someone would order one.
Right.
And then I'd be like, I guess I better write this down.
Definitely, yeah. We definitely have. And it's funny you say that because that's exactly how our menus are laid out. Specifically, both social and corporate. We have our spring and summer stuff. We have our fall and winter stuff. And we have, there are definitely, I could, pick off most of the items that 90% of the clients choose because they're good. They're tried and true, and they're
chicken marsala.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm kind of sick of a lot of them
Jesus
too.
God,
but
I don't even think this time around I put it on my menu because.
But
I'm just
you know
so
what
sick
you
of
have to
making
remember? It's new to them.
I know, but what about
you
me?
You get bored. I know.
What about me?
I know it gets very repetitive
at
times.
You have to be.
Well, that's
satisfied with your work. And
mm-hmm.
So this past weekend was a perfect example
mm-hmm.
of the menu that I don't want to do anymore.
Right.
If I make one more Mediterranean platter, I'm going to kill myself.
Right, I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, we do the same. We have the same,
If I make
hummus and pestos and
pestos and olive tapenade, and I just, it's like enough already. I've been doing this for freaking 25 years.
I know, but it's a crowd pleaser, and people want what
they want. I think I'm good, but I
feel
feel like I'm getting stale.
Okay.
And I feel like I've never aspired to be one of those really high-end chefs.
Mm-hmm.
I always kind of really liked the sort of middle-of-the-road bistro food with flair,
right.
With
mm-hmm.
something, but not
mm-hmm.
5-star.
Yeah.
I have done menus at times that are very sculpted
right.
and more toward the 3 to 5-star level, but I don't necessarily want to do that every day. It's
and you now
tedious.
have a couple of clients that you get to do higher end stuff.
I have one client.
Your
I have
Kova,
one client who, Valentina Kova, they don't really want high-end they don't want unusual stuff, but that's the experience with Valentina Kova.
But you're not making a Mediterranean platter for her.
No, I'm doing things like cassoulet, and I'm doing things
you're stretching
chicken
a little bit there. It's
Marbella.
Not
Marbella, Marbella.
Marbella. Well, so what did you just do for
the
this
menu,
party?
Okay, so let's start out. So stationary hors d'oeuvres, Mediterranean platter. Good God,
pains you to say it.
Hummus. This time I did baba ganoush. Baba ganoush. We're going to come back to baba ganoush in the next segment.
I love baba ganoush.
2 pestos: sun-dried tomato pesto, spinach pesto. I didn't even use any basil this time. I just spinach.
Yep.
Fresh spinach.
I make it with arugula a lot.
I like
Got
that
a little
too.
bite. Mm-hmm.
marinated artichoke hearts, roasted red peppers, baby mozzarella cheese. Somebody shoot me.
So let me translate what Deirdre's face is doing right now. She's
Crostini, assorted breadsticks, and crackers. Okay, so that, and then, and this one, I really want to shoot myself.
What?
Seasonal crudité. What the frig?
I know. It's boring,
Nobody eats it. But you know what? This was interesting. They were mostly vegetarian, so they ate like all the crudité.
Yeah, a lot of people still, enjoy it.
I mean, I tried to make the
Especially if you
the
put
dip
an interesting
really
dip.
interesting.
Yeah,
I did,
exactly.
I put it, and I do the whole basket thing, and I do
And
the
you
garnish.
use
I do whole scallions, and I do asparagus and cauliflower.
Yeah,
and tricolor peppers. Like it's
It's
nice,
pretty, and
but I've done it for 30 years. I can't do it anymore.
I know. That's when it comes in handy when you have prep help.
Oh, and then
Because-
my disgusting hot dips. Mm-hmm. Remember the dips we made?
Not disgusting.
They're disgusting.
Okay, that's a really good advertisement for your
Okay,
business.
I don't care.
They're disgusting.
I don't do this to promote my business.
Well, you have to say the carrot one because that's just
Okay.
too hilarious.
Assorted
and where it
hot
came
dips.
from.
Okay, so back when I worked for the catering company, there were some 70s sort of dishes that got in the menu, basically
Mm-hmm.
because Jen's mother, Val, she used to own
Right.
Soup du Jour, and she had a lot of cool, and that was the era.
Right.
So one of the recipes that got handed down to the catering company was carrot cheese dip. Mm-hmm. Now, I do this dip with shredded carrots. I also do the same dip with artichoke hearts, and I do it with spinach.
Right.
And so that's what I did at this party. But when
And people love it,
people
right?
love it. But
I
then when
know.
you know what I say when they ask me what's in it? I say, you don't want to know. It's gross.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just tell them it's a secret and you can't tell them.
It's equal parts Parmesan cheese, mayonnaise, and whatever the vegetable. Isn't that gross?
And you mix it together and you bake it in the oven and it gets bubbly and cheesy and you put it
And
on
people
a...
are like, ooh, this is so delicious. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you're gross. That's disgusting. It's like, it's...
Oh,
and it's
stop.
greasy. And anyway, so then we
Anyway.
had the hot dips. We had the Mediterranean platter. We had the seasonal crudité. Oh, here's another one. Somebody kill me. Baked brie and puff pastry.
People love it.
Oh, God.
But people love it. You have to feed the people. You have to give them what they want. Did you put anything in it? I didn't see it at that point. Did
No.
you have, like, we usually...
I'm so sick of it. I won't even put anything in it
usually
anymore.
Well, we serve it often, and usually we do the larger kilos of brie, so it's,
Yep.
platter size. And
Yeah.
we usually slice it lengthwise and put nuts or
I know. I
chutney
know all
or
about it.
preserves. And people love it, though. What's not to love? Hot, gooey cheese with
I
a
did
filling of some
caramelized
sort.
onions once. That was good.
Yeah. I mean,
But yeah,
we're...
just and then the whole like, I think what I'm saying is I feel like I've gotten over the years, like I've gotten kind of stale,
You're in a rut.
and I haven't experimented with new things.
Right.
I tend to, when I whip something, when I work for personal chef clients, I'm also trying to work quickly,
Right.
Because I'm charging them by the hour, and I don't really have the time to be like doing some research on my own and
Right.
practicing in this with this
Well,
and that.
I mean,
And
you
it's
have
just-
to. We do a lot of repetitive stuff because that's what's ordered quite often, specifically if it's a corporate event and it's somebody ordering in lunch after a meeting and it's the same, it's assorted sandwiches or paninis and salads and whatnot. And it's a lot of repetitive stuff because that's what people like. I mean, think about
Yeah.
all of the.
I feel like
God
maybe-
forbid I say this word. Think of all the chains and the repetitiveness of their.
Oh, my God.
I know, not to say that's something to aspire to, but people like what they like. And, you can, as I said, on a lot of our menus, we leave a couple rooms where we can tweak it, whether it's different types of vegetables or, something more seasonally appropriate. So you can pump it up a little or change things a little bit. Yeah, I know. I get
past hors d'oeuvres.
stuffed mushrooms.
Stuffed freaking mushrooms.
People love them,
I know,
though.
but Jesus, it's
I
just
know.
so. I did. What did I do? Spinach and feta. Ooh, whoopee.
I'm sure they were delicious.
Goat cheese tartlets with chutney.
I'm sure they were delicious.
They're not really.
Yes,
They're not-
they
well,
are.
the way I do them,
For-
I do kind of really, I do a total shortcut bullshitaki goat cheese the tartlet, okay? I got to admit it. You know those little phyllo cups that you buy
Yeah.
in the freezer? I buy those.
That's okay.
And then I
That's
just put a little
acceptable.
goat cheese in it at the party
And a little-
bit of chutney. And I put it in the oven for like just not that long to
Right.
get it warm. Garnished with a little fresh
And
thyme.
I'm sure people love them. They were all eaten, right?
panko sesame crusted chicken. Remember?
Right, yeah.
It's okay.
You know what?
Thai chili sauce. It's
Get
all right.
it? You have to just get right with the fact that people are going to order what they order and they are enjoying it. You've seen it a billion times, but they like it.
I just think for my own happiness, I've got to
Okay.
figure out how to incorporate
All right, well,
something
that's
a little more unusual.
then that's a
into my
different scenario.
repertoire.
But just know that even if you're putting things that are more interesting, that doesn't mean that your customers are going to take those things.
No, and I don't have.
You know?
I have a feeling it has going to have nothing to do with
Yeah.
with catering. It's almost like maybe I can get an internship somewhere and just work one
Just
day a
do-
week, like at a really. But like I would love to. Are you familiar? Did I ever tell you about Prune, the restaurant?
Yeah,
Prune?
absolutely.
So in New York City, Gabrielle Hamilton,
Hamilton.
of right here in Lambertville of
Hamilton's Grill.
father owned Hamilton
Yeah.
Grill, and she wrote a book called Blood, Bones, and Butter.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that book, Rob? Blood, Bones, and Butter is a book
Totally
that I read
appropriate.
right before getting back into the catering business. I had turned my back on the business for a while because I just thought, you know what? It's kicked me in the ass. I'm sick of it.
Taking a break.
Restaurant went under, no more
Right.
more food. And then I read this book and I was like, it was so beautifully written and it
Yeah.
had so many great food references.
Absolutely.
Like sexy, great food references. And I just
Right.
got kind of inspired again. And this woman opened this restaurant called Prune.
Yeah.
And it's on the Lower East Side in Manhattan.
It's delicious.
And
everything
it's-
on the menu is delicious.
Yeah, and it's that is what her menu, and of course I don't have it on my phone. I should
Right.
be able to look it up right now.
Well, I can pull it up
All
if you want to
right.
chat for a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because-
And I mean, she does stuff that she loves to do, and, you know, it's.
She sort of her menus sort of to me almost quintessentially represent what I would like to be doing more of.
Right.
And it's not that it's so. And I've never been there. I still
Oh,
want
you
to go.
have? I thought you have.
No.
Oh. Well,
no.
we need to go.
But
It's-
I'm trying to
it's
think.
yummy.
I mean, there might be things like frog's legs. There might be things like her bar snacks. She has some kind of radish and sea salt.
Yeah.
Like how did I know? Because I know the level of what this woman does. It's got to be something.
Well, here you go.
well
She's
done.
got baked stuffed mushrooms on her bar snacks.
no shiitake.
Yes, shiitake.
But I bet you they're better than mine.
Well, you don't know that. Yours are good. She also has, as you said, radishes, sweet butter, and kosher salt. She has pickled shrimp,
Pickled shrimp.
and she has Turkish disco roasted pistachios. So I'm assuming spicy.
Disco?
Disco, that's what it says. Turkish disco roasted pistachios.
See, I like that. I like that also, that playful language in menus and not necessarily using it in every single frickin' item, but maybe
yeah,
just sprinkling,
absolutely.
you know,
Here's
your
some
menu
of,
with
here's
some
some
of
her
that
dinner items.
disco.
She's got a chowder-soaked toast, which sounds delish.
Chowder soaked toast.
A stewed tripe lyonnaise, yummy.
Exactly.
Parmesan omelet. These are dinner entrees.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Parmesan
kinda
omelet.
cool.
That takes balls.
Yeah, exactly. Or apps, I should say, not entrees.
Oh, that's an appetizer?
Yeah.
But I'll bet
what
you
else?
anything that it's not like your typical omelet.
I'm
I'll bet you she
sure.
does it in some kind of
I'm sure.
wild way that is impressive.
Well,
What else is on the menu?
hang on. I just lost it. Skate wing, cutlet, Milanese.
Like,
which we
who
put on
does skate?
We do all the
do?
time. Yep.
I love
We
skate.
have skate on our menu. Actually, we do a skate franchise, and we do one sort of like a skate piccata. Delicious.
And how come I'll see it for months and months at
Because it's
ShopRite
seasonal.
and then
Because
it
it's
is
seasonal. Yeah. Chicken poached with ham and oxtail. Don't see
course.
that every day. Grilled ribeye steak with parsley,
Do you
shallot,
have
butter.
oxtail? I love oxtail.
Oxtail, no, but we do an ossobuco. We'll do an ossobuco, which is pretty traditional. A salt-baked branzino, gotta love.
Salt baked.
Branzino.
What is the method for salt baked?
Salt bake is usually, it's encrusted in salt. They do it for cod very often, and it's kind of amazing because it forms, and I'm talking about like 2 boxes of kosher salt, one on the
Yeah.
bottom, you put the fish in, one on top, it's packed. And once you put it in the oven at a high temperature, it sort of seals. So when you take it out of the oven, you almost have to like whack it to crack it open. And some of the salt, not a lot of the salt, gets permeated. It's just sort of an insular, it insulates it, so it cooks very evenly.
This is
It's really beautiful.
I love when this happens.
And I love branzino, Italian sea bass. Oh, hello, delicious.
It's okay.
Duck breast with wine braised lentils and grilled dandelions.
There, like
Yeah.
stuff like this.
Yeah, that's
this,
exciting.
And do we see what I mean in
I
terms
know
of the
exact-
difference between a menu like this and say Tavern on the Green
I
or
totally
Le
know
Cirque
what you
or
mean.
something where they're just so over the top and so sculpted and
I
so
totally know what you mean.
It's just like it
Yeah.
doesn't impress me anymore.
I get it. So you need to change.
Now I love when this happens because this
Mm-hmm.
I one of the things I love about being in the culinary
Yeah.
world is that there's volumes and volumes and volumes and volumes of stuff I don't know.
Yeah, we're
Because
always
if you-
learning.
you-
Absolutely.
If you were really to study, world
Cuisine.
cuisine, you could get a master's degree in that. I mean, it's just in
Absolutely.
terms of the
It's
history
never ending.
never ending. But
And each ingredient has its own story.
right, and
Yeah.
so I tend to think because I have done a fair amount of. I like that, like old world internet. There was a book that came, The Frugal Gourmet. Remember him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeff Smith.
Yep.
I loved his.
Because he gives you a lot of historical data, right? He goes
Yes,
into.
and he had the book was called Cooking or something with Our Ancient Ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
That was the book that really got me interested in
I
these
love that.
different, and also learning
Mm-hmm.
that in terms of geographically speaking,
Mm-hmm.
why did Morocco, which is across the sea from
Italy.
Italy, and France, Italy,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mediterranean, and the influences that got to Morocco that come from there,
Absolutely.
and how that kind of travels all the way down.
You know what? We've spent some time in Malta and Sicily, and it's almost more Moroccan in cuisine than Italian, which is kind of interesting. I was totally
Right.
surprised by.
Right.
Yeah.
Or Basque cuisine is interesting to me. A lot of it, I can't even really remember off the top of my head what a lot of it is, but I remember that it just wasn't appealing for catering clients.
Right.
A little too earthy,
Well,
a little too.
That's why going back to the beginning of our conversation, a lot of catering clients are, pleasing the masses, and they don't want to go off the, what they think is going to be appropriate for an event.
Yeah.
It's very rare to have, like, you're lucky in that you have some private clients that you can do that with. At one point, I was just cooking for a woman in Princeton on Library Place, just breakfast, lunch, and dinner like a private chef. And she was a cool woman, and I could do anything. It's like she had no hang-ups
That's a
about.
gift when you get somebody
It was
like that.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fabulous. But, that's not the norm. There's
Yeah.
usually people booking an anniversary party, and they want to have things that are
Chicken
going
marsala and white and wild rice.
and Mediterranean displays.
White and wild rice pilaf, please. But it's an example of I love when this happens when I learn something that I really didn't know.
Okay.
That salt crusted thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, it's
So is that
pretty
what it's
cool.
called?
It's
Salt-crusted?
salt crusted sometimes, or salt encased, or if they're saying it in French, they might say
Doesn't it come out like? So how does the fish come out? It's not salty.
no, it's not, because it's usually done whole.
Right.
So the skin is protecting it. It almost becomes like a tangine. It's like it almost becomes a vessel that's
Right.
just concentrating heat, like it's a receptor. It's not really for the
Right.
salt. It's for the insular properties. It's yummy. And so usually
so
they'll
cool.
present it, I mean, if you do it in the classic style, like the classically French style, they'll present it at the table, and if you have a front waiter, back waiter, or a side.
And they would be hacking away at the
They
top?
don't hack away at it. No, they literally like give it a fast whap. And then it'll crack it in half, and they take a piece off, and then they'll take the other piece, because it stays,
Maybe I
it
should
doesn't
open a
crumble.
restaurant.
It doesn't crumble. It just,
I want to open a restaurant. I just need
Oh
that
my
silent
gosh, are
partner
you
that
serious?
has a ton of money. The totally
you want
silent.
to buy mine?
Some
And no
person.
mayonnaise on the menu.
No.
No mayonnaise? What does
I know,
that
'cause
mean?
You don't like mayonnaise.
Well,
I like.
I
You
don't
can
really
mayonnaise.
like mayonnaise, but
I
You have to use mayonnaise for
I do
certain
like mayonnaise
things.
in certain things. First of all, I really prefer homemade mayonnaise. But if I am to eat mayonnaise, it's usually on
Tuna?
a roast beef sandwich, tuna
Okay.
fish. Like there's certain things like it.
Yeah.
You know how some people can like take a eat
yes,
a
my
tablespoon
husband.
of-
And it
that's
totally
disgusting.
grosses me out. It's like, why don't you use a knife so you can just wipe it? No, he takes a whole big spoon and he eats.
Oh my God! I almost gagged.
Well, can I tell you, my aunt
know,
had
I
a
almost
very
gagged.
good friend who was Austrian, and whenever she would go visit Crystal in Austria, she would bring with her jars and jars and jars of Hellmann's mayonnaise, and Crystal and her friends and family would eat it like it was a pudding. I would just faint. I would just lose my shiitake.
That is
Yeah.
just.
I could not.
Okay,
Really?
that's too much for me.
That's.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
you
the
got
No,
really
they
willies
do.
over here.
Aunt Terry used to be like, "Oh, I've got to go get my Hellmann's to bring to Crystal in Austria."
I have to ask you to stop talking about it. I'm going to be sick.
Okay, talk about something else. Let's see.
Now,
Tell it. What
so
else did you have for your
I did-
private client? You had something going on
Oh
for your
yeah,
private client,
Well,
right?
we're running out of time in this segment. How much time do we have, Rob? We have 2 minutes, so I'm going to save that for next
Okay,
segment. So we have
great.
something for next segment. But in addition, I just had another discovery of something. Monday.
Yes.
Tuesday, when I did the
Yes.
other radio show
Okay.
at Hunterdon Chamber of Commerce with Johnny Boy. And I was looking up, I wanted to do a segment on Egyptian food, which we're going to also talk about
Right.
next segment.
Great.
And I discovered something called dukka. Have you ever
Dukka.
heard of it?
I have not.
Dukkah.
Okay.
We're going to share.
We're going to talk about that.
We're going to share the recipe next segment.
Okay.
But not like I think I know everything, but it was just this really cool thing
Okay.
that you can put on soups, and I'm sure there's lots of things that you can do with it. It's not
It's
a
an
pesto.
herb- it's an herb mixture?
It's an herb mixture with nuts. Let's just say
Okay.
that much so far.
Sounds good.
So that was a great discovery, and then the more I started to now apparently where are we going for lunch? Marhaba.
Marhaba?
Marhaba is
Marhaba is right down the road here in Lambertville.
right in
Yeah.
Lambertville, and they're
On
apparently
South Union Street, and it's fantastic. It's run by Egyptians. Everything is freshly
All right.
made.
We're going for lunch and
So is it all Egyptian food?
It's Egyptian food.
great.
Well, it's very appropriate that we're going there.
Exactly.
And so I made some
Cash
more.
only, and they have a belly dancer on Friday and Saturday nights.
Of course they do.
Very cool. That's awesome. Well, we'll talk about that next week, right? And then when we come back,
Yes,
you
that'll
have to
be
ask
on-
me about my crock pot adventures.
Oh, that's right. So we have coming up, we have the Egyptian recipes.
Mm-hmm.
We have the special things that I did for my client.
Oh, your
Not so
client?
special, I have to say.
Okay.
This is where
Okay.
I'm a little bit stuck. I mean, they
Okay.
were fine, but it wasn't representative of what I want to do
Okay.
in terms of what I do. What comes naturally to me is getting really, really boring.
Right.
But I will share the recipes. So we've got Egyptian, we've got
And we're going to share the
crock pot?
adventures in crock pot cookery,
crock pot cookery.
which is fabulous during the winter. Because you come
Now-
home and your house smells delicious and dinner's ready and it just, love it. I
Now-
love my crock pot. I know I sound like Betty Crocker, but I love my crock
Here's
pot.
one of my issues with crock pot cooking. I'm sure it's not much time left. When you do a meat, like let's say you do a
Like
flank
lamb
steak,
stew.
or don't you want to brown that meat first?
You can, or it depends on what it is. I'll tell you one of my recipes where I don't. So you pretty
Okay.
much throw everything in
Okay.
and you're good.
We've got to go to break.
Okay.
But when we come back, Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking some food on panjradio.com.
Hi, I'm Deirdre Anderson,
And I'm Laura Mangone.
and we are here to introduce the new show on panjradio.com. It's called
Food for Thought.
We'll be talking about restaurant reviews, restaurant pet peeves, catering nightmare stories, and a whole lot more.
Starting on January 15th at 1 p.m.
On panjradio.com.
Join us on the first Thursday of each month for Network Lambertville in Lambertville, New Jersey, the most productive open networking group in our area. At Network Lambertville, we serve award-winning wines, this month from La Vie, importers of fine Italian wines from Sicily, a fully catered meal created by Bitter Bob's Barbecue of New Hope, Pennsylvania, and fabulous desserts by Podge Cakes of New Hope. Network Lambertville is held at Green Birdie Productions Green Screen Studio at 21 Bridge Street in Lambertville, New Jersey. Networking with wine and past appetizers starts at 6 p.m., with dinner served at 7:30 p.m. All networkers get 1 minute with microphone to talk about their business to the group. There is no fee to join Network Lambertville, but we do ask for a $20 tax-deductible donation at the door to help cover expenses. Network Lambertville has over 450 members, but we do limit attendance to the first 50 guests. So please log on to www.networklambertville.com now to sign up and for more information. See you at the next Network Lambertville on Thursday, February 4th, starting at 6 p.m.
PANJ Radio serves Mercer, Bucks, and Hunterdon counties and the world, and we want to serve your business on our airways. Commercial rates start at just $50 for a 30-second spot on your favorite PANJ show. We run your ad not just once, but up to 7 times in a 1-week period. That's a lot of bang for your buck online. We will track the number of listeners your commercial gets, so you can measure how many new customers you get from airing it with us. For more information, please contact Rob at panjradio.com or call 609-460-4550. We can't wait to bring your company new local business on PANJ Radio.
Are you having fun running your business marketing? Or does online marketing and social media overwhelm you? Would you like to use Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Snapchat, or LinkedIn, to name just a few online social marketing opportunities to market your business successfully? Amplify Your Voice can help. We work exclusively with local businesses in the PANJ radio target area of Hunterdon, Mercer, and Bucks counties, offering social media workshops, one-on-one coaching, managed services, direct online marketing, and web design. Contact us today at 973-615-5287 or email us at radio@ampyourvoice.com for a free no-obligation review of your online marketing. You can also visit us at www.ampyourvoice.com. Amplify your voice in a crowded market. Together, we will put the fun back in your business marketing.
and welcome back to Food for Thought. I'm Deirdre Anderson with Delish Personal Chef Services.
And I'm Laura Mangone with Chambers Walk Cafe and Catering in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. And we are here on panjradio.com. Food for Thought, talking about, craving food for thought.
And it's called Food for Thought. If we ever want to go off on a tangent that doesn't have anything to do with food, we are allowed.
And we're doing it.
That's why I called the show Food for Thought. I wanted to be able to segue into other topics, by the way,
you and I do very well.
You know what we need to do? I totally forgot about my Trump bashing segment.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I've made it a thing now. I have a Trump bashing
specifically
piece.
For the one person out of all of our listeners who sent us some hate mail.
He gives you so much material like every day.
You know what? I just am amazed by the stuff that comes out of that man's mouth. It's just
I get so upset about it. And I'm not really a very politically inclined person. I don't typically take any interest. I sort of look at it and go, oh, they're all,
I'm not even talking from a political point of view. I'm just talking about, as a human person, the stuff that comes out of his mouth. And I would say this about anybody, whether it was any political person.
Trump quotes.
I would say this about anyone.
I'm very smart. I went to an Ivy League school. I know a lot of big words. big words. Like, really?
Oh, gosh.
Did you see the video with John Oliver? Rob, did you see the video with John Oliver on Trump?
Yeah.
Wasn't that perfect?
What was
He's
it?
very easy to start, make fun of.
But with the passion that Oliver delivered it, I think that was, and then at the end he just takes his microphone and he throws it up in the air, and I think you even see him use the F word under his,
frittata.
With the frittata, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But anyway.
I'm so proud of our governor for, dropping everything to support Trump.
You know what?
Yeah, isn't that?
It's not cool. You're running a freaking state here. Like for the past how many months has he been absent?
Can I talk about another example of Schadenfreude and Christie?
Right. Go ahead.
The picture of him in the baseball uniform. Remember that?
I do. He looked like Humpty Dumpty.
And he had like that weird
that lower belly
but
thing.
There was like a slit, he looked like he had a vagina almost.
Oh my God.
But anyway,
we're really off topic now.
You gotta love internet radio.
Let's get rid of that image, please. Let's move on to
you can't
Egyptian
say vagina on regular radio?
You can say. I
guess you could. Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not? Of course you can.
Vagina.
So there. CBS and NBC and ABC. But back to topic.
All right, so I'm going to talk about my client dishes where this sort of epitomizes where I'm stuck.
Okay.
And you'll be able to feel my pain.
I'm sure.
Like I want to be doing things like the salt-crusted cod that I've never done.
Right.
But
what are you
that
doing?
would entail, I'm not going to do that for the first time for them. That would entail... I have to buy a piece of cod and do a sampler at home, make sure I'm happy with it.
Right.
And I don't take the time to do that because I'm so frazzled. So anyway.
Or busy, not frazzled, busy.
Busy.
Yeah.
I'm sure
lately
Don
a little
would
frazzled.
appreciate
But
it if
that's
you did
okay.
that.
But it's busy.
What's that?
I'm sure Don would appreciate it if you did that for him.
Yeah, made him some for night, one dinner night.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. People are like, oh, Don, you're so lucky to have a chef's girlfriend. I'm like,
you should hear.
Sometimes we eat peanuts.
You should hear the comments that Mario and I get. Oh my goodness, who cooks at home? And you must have fabulous meals. We had popcorn for dinner last night.
Right.
We brought some soup home. No, actually, last night I made something in my crock pot. But go ahead, continue with your dish.
All right, so I had some. She really likes seafood, so I made shrimp. And I sauteed some shrimp in olive oil, added a little garlic, white wine, let it reduce a little bit. Artichoke bottoms, sliced, roasted red peppers, sliced.
Love.
And then I finished it with a little basil chiffonade.
That sounds delicious.
Boring.
What's an artichoke bottom?
Not boring.
You've never heard of an artichoke bottom?
Have you?
No, I've eaten the leaves.
Yes, and then
I've had fried artichokes in Italy.
So you eat the leaves, And then when you get down to the bottom, there's the choke, which you needs to, hence the name. You need to remove the choke, which is the little prickly fibrous stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Hairy
that's,
stuff.
And then you have the bottom,
right, the bottom is the,
where it's
that's what
got
they
that
call it officially,
beautiful-
the bottom?
It's officially the
Called-
bottom.
Well, in ShopRite, the cans, you'll see the artichoke hearts, and right next to it are the artichoke bottoms. The
Right.
bottoms are always more expensive, too.
Of course, 'cause it's
the
like all
artichoke
edible.
bottoms have that chemical reaction in your mouth. Have you ever had an artichoke bottom and then had some sort of dairy?
No.
Your mouth does this. It's almost like a copper. You have a react. It reacts to one another. It's delicious. It's a very cool
learned
thing.
another thing.
Okay, so the next time you have artichoke bottoms,
Have some
have
milk.
an artichoke bottom, and then have a little sip of any milk or a tablespoon of yogurt or
I don't
something.
actually know if I'm going to do this, but
You should. It's
I
yummy. It's good. It's a very cool thing.
but what happens?
It's a chemical reaction that happens in your.
And
it
what
just-
happens? Do you just feel
You
like
just
all
you
warm
just
and
get
fuzzy?
yes. Your palate sort of does a flip. Your palate just turns on a dime, and it's
All right. So
interesting.
shouldn't we come up with a dish that incorporates dairy and artichoke bottoms?
No, I don't think it would be good sustained taste over a period of time. I think it would. It's just a cool.
Intermezzo?
No. This is just a fun little thing to do.
A fun thing to do
Fun
at a party?
No,
Just-
not at a party, just to experience it. Have you ever eaten anything that you eat something else and you get a reaction? Like your
No.
palate reacts in some way?
No.
Okay, well,
That's never happened to me.
I
well,
like,
wine and cheese.
I like palate
Wine
reaction.
and cheese, or is that a palate reaction?
Not really,
Like
no.
red wine and a good,
That's kind of.
Blue
yeah,
cheese?
not really. No.
there's something
kinda not
happening.
really.
They love each other
Yeah,
so much.
The blue cheese gives me a little reaction.
Yeah, but no, this.
But it's
all
more
right,
like a
we got to do
numbing-
that. I'm bringing it in next week. I'm bringing a glass
Okay.
of milk and artichoke bottoms.
So scallops, okay? Mm-hmm. Pan seared them in very, very little oil. I just wanted a little caramelized color
Right.
on them. Salt and pepper, seared them. In a separate pan, I have going sautéed in safflower oil. I believe I used scallions and multicolored peppers,
Nice.
orange, yellow, and red.
Nice.
And then I added red curry paste and a little bit of clam juice.
Yeah.
I didn't have any real fish stock, so that's what I would have preferred, but I didn't have it. So I used a good quality clam
Sounds
juice,
good.
which for me, I don't know about you,
Yeah,
but Bar
the Bar
Harbor,
Harbor
is
bottle,
the
yep.
best. I mean, infinitely better than I think.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of times there might be a product that's more expensive. It's not always better, but in this case,
Right.
it's $2.50 for a little 8-ounce
it's delicious.
bottle. But it's
Yeah.
really, you know what? I have to admit what I did yesterday, or at my client's house. I opened a bottle of Bar Harbor clam juice.
Yeah.
And I put it in a coffee mug and I drank
Drank it?
It was
I could do
really
that.
good.
I like, actually, once in a while, I like a Bloody Mary with clam juice.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would like to try that. So anyway, so I added the red curry paste, and then I added, I think, a little bit of lime juice, and finished it with cilantro.
Sounds good.
Boring.
Stop with the boring. It
You know what
sounds
I mean?
good. It sounds good.
And I'm not saying I need to do something like the salt crusted cod for these people,
Right.
you know, every single night. But I would like to at least
I
once
get
a
it.
week.
I get
do
it.
Something
You're in
like
a
a little
little
unusual.
slump, and you want to zip it up a bit.
So, and then I cheated with these other two items because I had another client personal chef client in Morristown. And so I had them both in the same day, which means that I had to work part of the day on Sunday to do it, and then
Yeah.
a long day on Monday driving all over the universe.
Right.
And this one client in Morristown, they're really, really tough because
Tough how? Picky?
they have 3 kids.
Okay.
Delightful family.
Right.
And I think that's why I'm doing it.
Right.
Really delightful family. 3 kids,
So the kids eat?
very fussy.
Yeah.
Okay, the one 7-year-old really does not like, you know, a lot of things. So
Right.
this is a typical menu. Turkey meatballs,
All right.
turkey meatloaf,
Oh, boy.
roast chicken, white rice, like boil in a bag rice they prefer.
Boring.
Pasta. The brand names they told me they'd like to use in terms of products are Ragu
Oh, my God.
and Heinz chili sauce.
Holy shiitake.
Yeah.
Really? I'm surprised you took the job.
Effing desperate. That's why I took the job.
Wow. So here, you just brought up a really good point. When you were growing up, would your parents cater to your palate? Like, we had dinner. Like, this is what's for dinner. We didn't have a choice. We couldn't say, oh, I don't want that, or I don't like that. This is what we're having for dinner, kids.
Well,
we didn't have a
that's
choice.
true. That's true. However, I also had my son, Sam,
Right.
who's now, can't believe he's 19, but when he was a baby, he, I was very into nutrition.
Right.
I made his baby food.
Right.
Okay, so I made the peas through the ricer, put it in little
Right.
ice trays, froze it. Like, I was really into it.
Right.
Breastfed him for as long as I could,
Right.
all that stuff. The moment he turned to table food, he started rejecting it. Like, I would serve him those Gerber
Right.
toddlers, and
Right.
it's got like chunks of food.
The
He would
first.
gag on the food.
Oh, boy.
And then, so for years, all he ate was waffles, pizza, and peanut butter.
Well, and how
Okay.
old was he?
And he did that for years. Here's the thing: when
Until
you have a fussy
what age,
eater,
though?
until old. Like, he had never had a piece of meat until he was probably 9, 10 years old.
All right. Well, that's still young, though. 9, 10.
So, and here's the thing too with fussy eaters, and this is where I do sort of empathize with them,
Right.
because and people used to say to me, "Oh, we just put whatever we
We're
have in
having
front
it
of
with-
there," and
right.
they don't.
Right.
When you have a truly fussy eater, they can go for days without eating.
Right. He'll do anything to get them
I
to
challenge any mother to watch their kid who hasn't eaten for a full day,
Right.
to go that second day until he
Exactly.
finally gets hungry enough that he's willing to take whatever,
Right.
It's excruciating.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Okay, I
but
get
it's so I feel for them, but it's
Right.
also very boring.
Well, I get that, but I also know quite a few families where it's like the kid rules the roost, and there's so many different options, and if they don't like this, then they go to play, and I don't know the circumstances. Most of these circumstances are not your situation. They're just preferences. It's
I've
just,
also got one kid with a severe allergy.
Oh, boy.
To nuts, seeds,
Okay.
and then certain things.
right. So that's
It's
limiting.
and there's that stress factor when I'm in the store, and let's say we're trying something a little different, and I've got to read all the. I mean, sesame
Right.
seeds are in a lot of things, like a
Yeah.
lot of bread.
Yeah,
has sesame
absolutely.
seeds in them, even if they're not visible on the top. It's
a
in
lot,
the bread.
Yeah, there's a lot of, we have a couple of clients that are very allergic to a lot of different things, and you have to be careful, because even when you get it home, you have to be careful with, handling, and are you near,
And you have to,
near,
I'm doing something Mexican for them, but then I have to remember, no cumin or coriander, because
Right.
those are seeds,
Yeah.
so I can use chili powder. So it's very stressful.
Right.
But to get back to
Yeah,
what
what
they
you did
did,
for them,
they
right.
finally, and then the husband and the wife are doing this crazy, these
like a
fad
cleanse?
diets, and I
boy.
can't stand these fad diets. They say, okay, you can have lean chicken breast. How do I stop that? Okay, there she is. Well, you can have lean chicken breast and cruciferous vegetables.
Right.
Okay?
All right.
Cruciferous, really? And people get like, wow, I can have cruciferous vegetables. And
Broccoli,
they think it's a thing.
cauliflower. Like, there's only so many cruciferous vegetables.
I mean, what about mushrooms? Can't have those because they're
Nope.
not cruciferous?
Nope.
They don't have any sugar
So
in
what
them.
is their diet? So cruciferous vegetables, and
Cruciferous
what else
vegetables,
is in their
very
diet?
little fat. So very, no fat. Oh, and no salt. 0 salt.
Boring.
Okay, so, and then without
I'm
being
all for eating
obnoxious, I'm
healthy,
saying,
but-
you need a little bit of salt in your diet, like for your heart and everything, like a little bit
Do
of
you
sodium.
know that there's an epidemic right now that people are, a lot of people are suffering from a lack of iodine because everybody uses sea salt that does not have iodine in it. It's a big thing. My doctor, we had a conversation about it recently, that a lot of people,
Yeah, you
because
really
they don't
do-
use Morton, or iodized salt.
What
you
about
know,
kosher? I use kosher salt.
not iodized?
I
Really?
only use kosher salt.
Not iodized. I bet you are lacking
Maybe,
in iodine.
Laura, maybe that's why I'm so crazy
Perhaps.
lately.
Go have
Maybe
your
I need
blood work done and
iodine.
see if, I don't think lack of iodine is such a life-changing situation. But it is something that, you need iodine for certain.
So literally,
It's a mineral we
for
need.
weeks and weeks, I've been making turkey meatloaf, turkey meatballs,
Oh, boy. Talk about boring.
spaghetti, white rice, roast chicken, which at least they like a nice whole roast chicken, chicken fingers,
Oh, my gosh.
chicken parmesan.
Well, at least you
And then the
it's all
husband and the wife
homemade,
were having,
right?
they were having like a little piece of cod with some Mrs.
Crucif-
Dash.
Oh, boy.
No fat, Mrs. Dash,
Mrs.
no
Dash
salt.
has a whole shiitake ton of salt in it, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
Really?
No.
I
It's
always
well,
thought
there are
that.
several of them that are salt-free, and those are the ones
Oh,
that they
okay.
requested that I use. Mexican Fiesta or whatever. I'm
You
like
know
in
what?
Mrs. Dash hell right
I
now.
am so over so many people. I'm just, you know what? You just have to eat health. I know I am completely guilty of doing my own, without carbs and my own little diets to try to keep in shape and, really get my diet where it should be. Because I have a tendency to go overboard because I love everything. I mean,
Right.
I love everything. So and I'm always hungry. I'm like a freaking shark. Like I could eat 24 hours a day, literally.
Yeah.
So I get it, but
So they
You have to have
so I
something
was
that makes
excited. So
you-
she said that finally she said, "Well, my husband and I are off that diet," and I said, "Thank God,"
Right.
because that was I don't know how you did it. Poached chicken breast, really? So
are they slight people? Are they big people? Are they,
They're
fit?
normal sized people. That, just want to lose 10 or 15 pounds.
Right, right.
But and they love iceberg lettuce.
Oh gosh.
With wishbone
You might as well just
light
like drink a glass of water because that's basically
wishbone
what you're
light
getting.
salad dressing. They didn't want me to make the dressing.
Oh no.
So they got off the diet. Hallelujah, right? So of course, what do I get in the email
Yeah.
is we're on a new diet. We are allowed a little bit of fat now. Here are the recipes. Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Now you're going to give me the recipes?
Oh my god.
Do you know how much? Like, I don't use recipes. Like
I know.
most of my
Most-
cooking,
yeah.
and that's why it's fast. It's all in
Most
here in the
chefs
head.
don't use
and it's
recipes.
fast, fast,
We
fast.
use
When you have to
methods.
start, so not only now I'm on the computer and I'm reading the recipe. Now I'm in ShopRite, like with the list and the ingredients and all this stuff. But there was a dish called it was with cod with a Kalamata olive and caper pesto. Okay. So I made the pesto with the Kalamata olives and obviously and capers, and I think in that one it
So
called
like
for
Provençali.
yeah,
sort
but in
of.
my mind it was just it's a little intense. I know cod doesn't taste like anything, but I
it's
felt
too
like
powerful.
too powerful.
Yeah,
you
too
know, like
strong.
I do.
Cod is delicate.
A
You don't-
cod with now that being said, there's a dish that I just started doing for my clients in Princeton. Very simple,
Right.
but it's with tomatoes, like a
Right.
tomato sauce, like marinara type of sauce,
Right.
and artichoke hearts and olives and feta cheese. I didn't think I
Yummy.
was going to like it because
that
I
sounds
thought the
good.
feta and the fish, I
No,
don't
no,
know,
no.
but it really was good.
Yeah, the saltiness of the. I
but
bet
there's
that was
something
good.
about just the olive pesto that it was just like too much.
Too
It needed
overpowering.
So,
I agree.
and this one had pumpkin seeds in it. So garlic, pumpkin seeds,
But no seeds
olives.
for the child.
Well, this was just for mom and dad.
Okay,
So she
okay.
knew, not to give this to the
Right.
kid food is what I have to pay attention to, the chicken parmesan,
Right.
all that stuff.
Right.
So did that, and it was finished with also had a bunch of parsley in it, like a generous amount of parsley. So maybe that was helpful.
Right.
So I did that for my client in Princeton too, just to kind of kill two birds,
Right.
make
Absolutely.
it an easier prep day. And then another one was the client in Morristown who only wants to eat chicken breast, of course, because that's the most boring chicken
Right.
piece on the planet. But
Exactly.
they only want chicken breast for my client in Princeton. They like dark meat on the bone. So they're like more from my, what
Yeah.
I like.
They
So
like flavorful food.
I decided the female portion of my client she's home.
Right.
Husband is traveling. So I did a boneless and skinless thigh because I know she appreciates
Right.
that because it's a little less fat.
Right.
So I marinated that in some balsamic vinegar, garlic, and olive oil. And then I made another pesto, this time with cashews
Yum.
Dried chilies that I reconstituted.
Right.
This is what the recipe
This
was.
sounds good.
Cashews, dried reconstituted chilies, a lot of them, like
Sounds
6
good.
of them, and garlic and olive oil, and made it like a paste.
Sounds like the Egyptian zucca.
It was
little
just,
bit.
I think what my point here is that it wasn't right. Like, people don't realize that just because it's a recipe and it's in a book or it's in a diet doesn't mean it works.
It's
good.
Doesn't mean it works.
It doesn't mean it's good. So, and they
Yep.
don't necessarily know by
Yeah.
looking at the recipe. So I puree all this stuff up and I'm just like, first of all, the color is terrible. It's way too spicy.
Right.
It's just
Well,
wrong.
just the amount of chilies that you said were
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
just
and
wrong.
It just
and
sounds
this is what you
too-
get when you follow recipes. It doesn't always turn out. So
Like
I tried
maybe
to,
a tablespoon of that
Right.
mixed with
Right. So
into
what I
a
did to-
reduction of wine or something. You know
Right.
what I mean? Just to flavor.
what I did was to sort of fix it. And that's what I love about savory, cooking versus baking. You can fix stuff.
Well, you can- you can-
sometimes
you
in
can-
baking there's
You can
no
fix,
return.
Well, no, you just
Certain
have to do it
things.
beforehand.
Certain things.
Yeah.
But anyway, so to fix it, I added a whole bunch of roasted red peppers.
Right.
And so the sweetness mellowed out the heat,
Right.
and it improved the color tremendously.
Increased your volume a little
Yeah.
bit so the
So it-
ratio was different.
Yeah. So I took then according to the recipe. I don't even know how it's going to turn out because I'm not eating the finished product.
Right.
But I took the thighs for my client in Princeton and I seared them on either side in a little bit of olive oil. Didn't want to cook them all the way through because
Right.
she's going to finish the cooking process.
Right.
And then I took the pesto and smeared it all over, a generous smear all over the top of the chicken leg. And then she's going to broil it.
Right.
For,
So did
I
you
don't know.
roll it or anything, or it's just
No,
on top of
did it like
Okay.
flat, kind of
Nice.
boring.
No.
So,
that's good.
yeah.
That sounds good. And it reminds me of when you were started the beginning of it. It reminds me of what we were talking about earlier, the Egyptian zucca, with the herbs and the a real concentrated flavor that you would add to something just to zip it up.
Teach me something else, Laura. Like, I want to learn something else today.
Okay.
Like the salt crusted thing.
Okay.
There's certain things that you
How
have
about-
done
how
that
about
I
a-
haven't
How about en papillote? Have you done in paper?
on puppy. Yeah, but that's kind of bullshit-talky, isn't it?
No, I think
People just they love the name and, they
like
love, look at
the
this,
present.
you get to open a
I know,
a
but it does.
present.
It imparts a lot of flavor.
It does?
It does because
What
you're forming like a little convection oven in there. So when you put a piece of fish into an oven to roast it, whether it's herbs or lemons or butter or whatever you have on it, all that aromatics is going all over the oven. When you put it on papillote, which for those of you that don't know is in parchment paper,
Right.
and you can literally lay a piece of fish down. It could be a whole fish with a skin and a head, or it could be a boneless fillet.
Right.
And you put on it, you could put on butter, you could put on lemon, you can put on all different sorts of herbs.
I wonder if there's another
And you-
step or process in the papillote that could make it a little more more
anything.
dimension.
Absolutely. You
like-
could put fennel underneath it.
Right.
You can put
like
absolutely.
herbs or
You
spices
can go crazy. You
or
can put whatever you
maybe
want.
There's something. Maybe you could rub the spices on the
You
parchment
could-
paper
yes.
so that it just
Yes, you can put a tapenade, you can put whatever you
Right.
want, but just the mere fact that you're putting it on the paper, folding the paper so that air is being kept inside,
Right.
it's all those aromatics are going into the fish, and it makes a difference. Plus, there's the beautiful presentation. You cut it and open it, and there's steam, and it smells delicious.
people dig it.
People dig it. Absolutely. People
But
dig it.
wasn't there a period where everybody and their brother was
Well,
doing
it's
that?
a
and
classic
kind of-
French dish. I mean, a lot of
Right.
people do.
I mean, it's maybe
you
it's
know.
trend like a trend that comes in and
it's
out.
a classic
Okay,
French dish.
we're out of time,
Okay.
so we're going to end this show. We actually did not get to the Egyptian.
Well,
whatever, you're going to have to listen.
We're gonna
the
get
next
to that
week
next
because
week.
we're going to talk
We didn't
about
get
it
to my
then.
crock pot. We'll do
Laura,
it next
we
week.
need material, so it's okay.
So next week, I'm talking about my crock pot recipes because it's winter and crock pots are good.
And we just have to, can someone remember this so we
Yes.
remember? Okay, so Egyptian and crock pot and probably other stuff next week on Food for Thought on www.panjradio.com.
See you then.
See you next week.